After 4 solid performances and securing a National Defensive Player of the Week award, we've won over both the fan base and the locker room with our head-hunting style of football. We're the new big man on campus, and the national sports media have crowned us as the next big thing. But the comparisons aren't stopping at Brian Dawkins. There's guys touting us as the next Sean Taylor, even the next Ed Reed, based off of only 4 games. It's been crazy here in Columbus. That spotlight will start to get to us as we've been partying a lot more, missing classes, and showing up late to practices. Some local media outlets picked up the story, and it began to leak all over the news, with talking heads calling us a distraction and saying we're looking to derail Ohio State's championship hopes. With conference play starting this week, we need to find a way to balance our on-field play with our off-field lifestyle. Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your favorite pilot, Conscious Buddha, and we are back with episode 4 of our Justin Dawkins Road to Glory, and we are knocking on the door of conference play. But despite our on-field performances, the whole sports world is stirring about our off-field antics. Coach Day is known to have a no-tolerance disciplinary mindset, so when he called us into his office, we knew we'd be getting benched. But he assured us that we had a good heart that bled football, and that we needed to lock in and focus on the big picture, a national title. Given what appears to be a second chance, we'd put all of our effort into this next game in our conference opener against Wisconsin.
And we would look to get right back on the right track and silence the critics early with a big play. And we would do just that, fielding the opening kickoff, taking it down the left sideline for a big 52-yard return. And we would immediately get active on defense with a big hit on the ball carrier here on first down. The entire nation knows what we're capable of when we're 100% focused on athletics, and we'd get a chance to show it here as we would hawk the QB down for the sack and the forced fumble to give our guys back possession. Up by only 1 score, we know we have to keep pushing to make an impact, as we will come out here and make the big hit on first down. And later on in the drive, we would get credit for tripping up the QB here on this 7-yard scramble. And on third down to start the second quarter, we would get a chance at our 3rd interception of the season, but it would actually be caught here by our teammate. And coming out here on the very next drive, I guess the refs felt bad for Wisconsin's running game issues, and they would give them the first down here despite us tackling the running back behind the line. Later in the drive, we would try to bait the QB into a throw, but he does just enough here to thread the needle and make the completion, bringing up 3rd and short. And on 3rd and inches, we would look to make a stop, but we would wind up giving up a completion in the flats, and now Wisconsin is driving. And they would have 3 chances through the air in the red zone, and they will come up with nothing as we make the drive-ending tackle here to bring up 4th down. We'd start off the 3rd quarter up by 10, and we do what we do best, tracking down the ball carrier on the return and forcing the fumble in the process, but Wisconsin would retain. And Wisconsin's struggles on the ground would continue as we pick up the big hit here on 3rd down, and on the very next drive, we hold the ball carrier here to a short gain. Forcing them to the air late in the 3rd quarter, our teammate will come up here with a clutch interception. And on the very next possession, we would hawk the QB down yet again and lay the big hit on him for our 2nd sack of the game. And we would wrap up this tackle fest by coming out here on 3rd and medium and making the big hit on the pass catcher. And we would finish with a big win in our first conference game of the season. And despite our shifting favor with the national media, we're proving that our game is getting better and better every week. And with our 2 sacks and 2 forced fumbles to go along with 12 tackles on primetime TV, we'd win not only player of the game, but we would grab another National Defensive Player of the Week in the process. And after getting our 2nd National Player of the Week award, we were looked at as a national impact player, able to change the tide of the game at any moment. And with the game coming so easy to us, it's easy to get caught up. Now, I won't say we're the only athletes who engage in extracurricular activities off the field, but as a national spotlight player and top prospect, we play by a different set of rules. And after a solid week of practice, we decided to let loose and break those rules, and for the first time, those effects spilled over into game day. We were gassed most of this game against Northwestern, vomiting in between huddles, on oxygen in between possessions. But despite being only at 85%, we were still able to pull off this big punt return touchdown early in the second quarter that left us completely gassed. I mean, we were wiped out. It's early in the second quarter and we're up by 3 scores, and we would have been totally content if coach pulled us, but we would stay in the game and we would almost make a big interception here on the second drive of the quarter. Our defense will come up huge here, reading the screen and getting a big sack on 3rd and long. And on the next drive, we would come out and just throw ourselves at the ball carrier, holding them to a 9-yard gain. And after getting some of our wind back, we would field this kick, make a couple defenders miss before getting pushed out inside the 15-yard line. And on our next drive, our defense will come up with a huge strip sack, giving us back possession and leading to another score. Late in the second quarter, we would make this big hit right here on the receiver coming across the middle. And then we would come up with almost our 3rd interception of the season again here to close out the second quarter, but we would miss time to jump. Now coming out in the second half, we were a bit rejuvenated, and we'd show it here, throwing the double move and getting the nice return here out to the 40-yard line. And we would come out hitting, laying the big stick on the ball carrier on 3rd and short. Our teammates would look to make another play by getting this interception here that would lead us to another score. And we'd finish this game against Northwestern locked in as we shut down the screen here on 1st down, and later on the drive, we would shut down yet another screen. And we would escape this game alive, and what many would call an inspirational performance due to what everyone assumed was just the flu, when in reality it was mild alcohol poisoning. But our 11 tackle and punt return touchdown performance was the talk of the town, with people calling it our personal flu game. After that close call in Illinois, we decided to lay low heading into our game against Iowa. And we would come out here on the first punt return of the game, and we would spring loose for a big 43-yard return. Having the spotlight on us so heavily has been weird, as we're having to watch our back harder than ever before, with people hoping we stumble at each turn. It's not fun playing with this big of a target on our backs. We just wanted to play football and be the best, but with each obstacle we overcome, there's another headline, another rumor, another hurdle to overcome. We went all but straight edge after that Northwestern game, having had the bye week to remember our purpose and where we came from. But it's safe to say, even with our newfound focus, we'd still make mistakes, as we would have this blown coverage on 3rd and 7 that led to a game-tying touchdown reception. And we'd bite on another play action on the next drive, but we'd get bailed out by our teammate here, who would pick up the clutch sack. We'd need to focus if we wanted to get this dub, and we'd do just that as we laid the big hit on the receiver. We'd come out the following drive and make the big hit on the QB option, and our teammate would follow it up with a sack on the very next play to end the drive. Up 3 scores in this game, our quarterback CJ Stroud would make a boneheaded play that almost ended in disaster, but we would recover the ball here, and our defense would take no chances, and they would lock up the game with a clutch interception here on the sideline by number 4. And on the very next drive, he would come out again in red zone defense, and he would get the second interception of the game, this time in the end zone, to finally wrap this one up and seal it for us. And just like that, we would wrap up this victory in a quieter game for us, with only 7 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss, but all of our attention will be turned to Penn State in what would be our toughest challenge yet in the season. They run an aggressive hurry-up offense, and we would need all hands on deck to get this crucial win, as we would take this opening kickoff down the sideline, and we would pick up a big 30-yard return to start things off. On the ensuing kickoff, we would zip down the field and do what we do best, weaving through the defenders and making a punishing hit on the ball carrier. And our defense would get immediately active, sniffing out the QB option here on 2nd and 14, and coming out here on 3rd and long, stopping the halfback screen to end the drive. Early in the second quarter, up by 10, we'd be in man coverage, and after a missed tackle, the receiver would break down the field and pick up a 42-yard gain before getting tackled. we would be able to get a breather on the next play as we get the knockdown on the pass play to bring up second down. And we would come out on the next play and read the QB draw and make the big stuff on the runner. But we would continue to struggle in pass coverage as Penn State receivers found big openings against our defense for huge gains. But we would get lucky here on 3rd and goal in the red zone and get the deflection to hold Penn State to 3 and maintain a 1-possession lead. And we'd come out on the next drive and get the big hit in the backfield, and we thought we had the running game contained, but later in the drive, the QB would run the option and he would pick up a big gain of 27 yards before the touchdown saving tackle was made. And with 5 seconds left and an obvious Hail Mary coming, our coach would call a cover 2 and we'd be left on an island with 3 receivers, and we'd give up the catch, but he'd step out of bounds at the 2-yard line. And Penn State will look to continue their ground dominance here in the 3rd quarter as the running back will bounce out and pick up a big gain to start things off. And they would come out in the Wildcat on the very next play after rushing to the line, and we would D-line the ball carrier and make the big stop. Later in the drive, we'd get caught peeking the run game and let the receiver open, but he'd drop a wide open touchdown pass. The quarterback would come out on 3rd and long and he would dot us to get the first down inside the 10. And we would have to come out on the very next play and chase the QB down and make a touchdown saving tackle inside the 5-yard line. But our luck will run out though as we misread the read option and we give up the score and they tie the game. Looking to our offense to extend our lead, CJ Stroud would drop back and make a big pass over the middle, and the receiver would get down to the 5-yard line. On 2nd and goal, our running back would get the ball on the sweep and make it down to the 1-yard line. And on 3rd and goal, they would run an option play, and they would get stopped short and have to settle for a field goal. Coming out on the next defensive possession, we would get caught flat-footed, and we'd give up the pass over the top for the touchdown, and Penn State would take their first lead of the game. Our offense would answer immediately, and we would look to set them up for yet another score by fielding the punt, getting out into space, and taking it all the way down to the 30-yard line. They would put up 3 points, putting us up by 6, and we knew it'd fall on the defense to win this game as we popped the QB here on the draw, and they would run to the line and run the same exact play, and we would hit the QB yet again. On 3rd and medium, we'd come out and we would get our first pick of the episode, but we would drop it. And they would come out the very next play on 4th down, and they would get the clutch conversion. With less than a minute left, the quarterback would come out on 3rd and long, and he would loft up a perfect pass to the sideline to set up a manageable 4th and short. And they would rush to the line, and we'd get caught changing our play, but we would make the clutch stop to wrap up the victory at home. We would finish up a perfect 4-0 in the first half of our conference play, and we would finish this game with 11 tackles. And although our overall favorability has dropped, our star power can't be denied, and our performance has us sitting at a perfect 8-0 with 4 conference games left to go on the schedule, including the biggest rivalry game in all of college sports. With so much on the line, and after countless close calls, including that fiasco at Northwestern, we decided to lay low in the extracurriculars and focus on the task at hand, a national title. But rumor has it that Coach Day knows about us playing through that Northwestern game with alcohol poisoning, and we just got a message from him saying that he wants to talk to us next week. This can't be good.